Okay, hello everyone. My name is Naswa Noerhudha, and in this video, I'm going to be working on the ACL assignment of chapter 10. And in this particular chapter, it actually talks about auditing the expenditure cycle. And in doing this assignment, I have actually already opened the ACL application on the right hand side of my screen. Okay, so first, the instruction is to actually open the sample project.acl, and I actually have done exactly that. I'm actually already on the first data or first table that is needed to work on the first question. Okay, so we're going to directly see the first question. In this one, we need to open the AP transfer and then stratify it on the quantity field. However, before actually stratifying the data, I want to know first the minimum and maximum of the data. And we can do so by going to statistical and then do profile. And in this one, we can actually see the total value and the minimum and maximum of the data quantity. Okay, so we have 37,107 as the total value, and the minimum of the data is 1, and the maximum is 8,459. Okay, so we're going to get back to the table, and we're going to just go ahead and do stratify. And in this one, we directly see that the minimum encountered was 1, and the maximum encountered was 8,459, just like what you have seen when we profiled the field. Okay, and from this one, from this table, we can actually deduct that the biggest quantity, the range of quantity that has the biggest count is ranging from 1 to 846, while the rest of the quantity can only be counted less than 5. Okay, for this one is 4, and then this one is 1, and then for the biggest range for 7,614 until 8,459 is just 1, which is the 8,459. And in total, we have a data of 102. Okay, that is the first question. And to complete the PDF file, I'm actually going to take a screenshot of my screen. Okay, so we have taken the screenshot for my screen. And then for the comment on the action, we can actually include it in the file. Just include it in the file. Okay, so for the second question, it actually reads, using the relation feature, create a view from data in both the AP trends, purchases, and inventory files that shows product details, which are product description, and quantity on hand. Okay, so in doing this, we're actually going to use the relation function, okay? And we can do this by going back to the AP trans table and probably with deleting this one since we have no longer need to use that. Okay. And we can just go on and do and pick the analyze side. Oh, wait, the data side and then relate tables. And then wait, I'm going to expand all of the relationships that AP trends already have. Okay. And in this one, actually, it is asked that we relate the AP trends table with the inventory file. So we're going to just click a table and then we're going to look for the inventory file. Okay, this is the one. And we're going to be linking the where we actually linking the let me look at that the prod number with the prod number here, product number. Okay. Okay, so we already have that. And then we can just click finish. Okay, there you have it. We actually have relate both tables. Okay, but it is actually asked that we have a few from data in both the AP trends and inventory that shows product details, both product description and quantity on hand. And we're going to do that in the next step. Okay, so for the next step, which is actually showing the product details, which are the product description and quantity on hand, is actually quite simple. We're just going to go here. And then since we yet to have the product details, although we have related tables, we can do so by first maybe clicking this, and then we can add columns. And in this one, we're going to click the inventory table, and we're going to be looking for product description and quantity on hand. And we're going to just click this one. And for the quantity on hand part, okay, this one. And we're just going to make sure that it's quantity on hand and product description. Okay, yeah, we have picked the right one. And we can just click OK. And in this one, you can directly see that it is shown for the product description and quantity on hand. However, I would just like to move this one here. Okay, so we have a more tidy view of data. And for the sake of the assignment, I'm going to just go ahead and expand this and screenshot the whole table. Wait, let me have a better view first. Yes, we need to make uh to save the changes. And I'm going to, okay, screenshot this one. Okay, yeah, and there we have it. We actually have done the second question for the assignment. Okay, for the next one, we're going to be moving on the third one. We're going to have to open another file, which is the employee master file. Okay, so we're going to look for that first. Okay, and there we have it. We already opened the employee master file and that's for duplicate employee records. And we can actually do this by clicking data. Okay, wait. Okay, we can click analyze and then look for duplicates. Okay, so for this one, after we actually have opened the duplicates dialog, we can actually use only one data for looking for the duplicates. And we can do so by maybe, okay, we can choose the employee number. I can click OK. Then for the list fields, we can actually add all since we want to actually look for the duplicates in and all of the fields, and then we can click OK. And as for the output, we need to make sure that we are going to show it on the screen instead of the file. Okay, so we want to look for it in the screen. Okay, and then we can just go ahead and click OK, and there we have it. We have 0 duplicates detected for the employee master file table. So for the fourth one, since we have done the third one, we're going to move on and do the fourth question, which is where we actually use the relation feature and then create a view of data from both the MS and payroll files that test for paychecks to non-existent employees. Okay, so we're going to click on the main table is going to be payroll, so we're going to actually open that instead of the employee master file. So we're going to just go ahead and relate the payroll file with the employee master file. Okay, so we can do so by clicking data and then we can relate tables. And here we have it. We can see that the payroll already have a relation with the work underscore steps file. And we're just going to go ahead and add table of employee master file. Okay, now there we have it. Now to actually relate the two table, we can actually see that here we have employee number, and in this one, there's also employee number. So we're going to relate these two. Okay, now we can see the relation between the two tables. Okay, and we can just click finish. And for this one, it is actually asked that we test for paychecks to non-existent employees to actually see whether or not there are fraudulent activities. And we're going to just go ahead and do this instruction. Okay, before actually testing for the non-existent employees, we can actually just add the data that is related or needed to be added to this one, to this payroll file from the employee master file. Okay, we can just go ahead and click at columns and okay, so for this one, we're going to actually just simply adding the clicking the from table employee master file, and then we can just add for the employee master file first name, first number, and then for the last name, first name and last name. Okay, so yeah, we have added that. Okay, wait a second. Okay, and from first glance, we can actually already see that there are a few tables that have the employee number but does not have the first name and last name recorded. So we're just going and to actually see how much of the data is in this master file that actually checks to non-existent employees, employees that have no names recorded for the employee number, we can actually just go set a filter. So for this one, we're going to actually click the employee master first, master file first name. Then we want to look for those that does not have any content. So we're going to just click two apostrophes or quote signs. And then we can just verify whether or not we can use this expression, and we can just click OK. And there you have it. We actually have three datas that do not actually record any first name and last name. This actually shows discrepancy or a potential of fraud that needs to be looked upon by to be looked further by the employee. Okay, so we have for employee number 108, 109, and 290. But for the 291, they actually have a last name, but but this only shows that there has been there is either an error in inputting the data, or this is a fictitious employee. However, yeah, there we have it. We have three data that is potentially need to be looked into further. Okay, so for who I'm going to actually expand the ACL window and screenshot my screen. Okay, yeah, there we have it. We already did the fourth question. And we're going to move on to the fifth question, which is using the join feature, create a view of data from both the employee master file and payroll files that test for paychecks to non-existent employees. Okay, so we're going to remove the filter first. If previously in the fourth one, they actually asked us to use the relation feature, in this fifth one, we are actually using the join feature. Okay, so for the join feature, we can actually just click data, and then we can click join tables. And then in this one, for the secondary table, we can actually click employee master file or employee mass. Okay, yeah. First, before actually joining the two tables, since they already have a relation, we need to actually remove the relation between payroll and employee master file first. And we can do so by, wait, let me, okay. We can do so by looking at the relation. And then we're going to just delete the relation. Okay, wait. Mm. Okay, wait. We need to remove first the first name and last name here. Okay, we will remove selected columns. And then we will go ahead and delete the relation. Okay, and they have no relation now, and we can just click finish. And we're going to move ahead to join both tables. Okay, for this one, we can actually relate the table by first probably still join both of the tables by clicking join tables. And then here we actually have the primary table for as we open payroll, it automatically become the primary table. And for the secondary table, we're going to be picking on the employee master file that we already deleted the relation with. Okay, so for the primary key, we're going to actually pick employee number, no, then we can click OK. And then for the fields, okay, for the primary fields, um, it actually includes all of it, but with this following order. First is work department, and then tax amount. After tax amount is pay date, and then after pay date, we're going to click net pay, and then gross pay, and then employee number and check number. And then we can just click, wait, actually, with all of this, we can just click add all and then click OK. And then for the secondary key, we're going to be picking a similar one as the primary key, which is the employee number. Now click OK. And for the secondary fields, we can only just click the last name and first name, because those two are the only ones that we're going to be needing to actually detect whether or not the employee is a real existing employee. We can click OK. And first, we need to actually make sure that it is match primary records. And then we can just pre-sort secondary table. And then for the output name, we can actually just name it um, with okay, payroll underscores join underscores and mass. So you should know that we already have joined the both of them. Or yeah, okay, we can just click OK, and then I'm going to click yes. Okay, now there we have it. We already have an automatic view of data from both the employee master file and payroll files. Okay, we can just make sure that we already have the important parts here, which is the employee number and the first name and last name. Okay, so we already have all of it here. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to do a similar filtering process, which is clicking this one and then clicking for the first name for the first, and then okay, so we need to verify first, and since the expression is valid, I can just go ahead and click OK. And for this one, there's only actually one data that does not contain a first name. Okay, so we know that in this one, there's only one data of an unmatched or a, a payroll payment that for an employee that does not contain a first name. However, we know that in the relation table previously, they actually have three data that does not that shows that there are no names for the particular employee numbers. So we're going to try to fix this by maybe deleting this one. Okay, so we're going to delete these. Okay, since in the previous attempts we still have just one finding, so we're going to actually revise the way we join the tables. Okay, so for this one, I have already picked the employee master file as the secondary table. And then for this one, we're going to click employee number, just like what we did previously. And then for this one, is quite similar, which is we're going to pick employee number, click this picture, and okay. And then for the primary fields, we're going to click add all. And then for the secondary fields, we're going to only pick first and last name. And then we're going to click OK. Pre-sort secondary table. And what we're going to do differently is previously I only clicked the include all secondary records in the previous wrong one. I didn't click any at all. But to actually include those that does not contain the first name and last name, we need to include all primary records and include all secondary records. This way, we're going to have the records for all of those that does not have first name and last name. Then for the two, we're going to name it still quite similar, which is payroll underscores join underscores employee master file. Okay, and then override. And let's hope that we already have the right one this time. Okay, but we're going to just have a quick look. But here we have it. We have all the two data that previously does not have a first name. Just to make sure that we are already in the right path, we're going to add filter. And then for this one, we're going to do a similar thing. And then click OK. There we have it. We have once again three data that shows a discrepancy or probably an error or probably a mistake or probably a fraud or a pay that is directed to an existing employee. And I'm going to actually um um screenshot this one. Okay. And then we're going to remove the filter. And I'm going to actually screenshot this one as well. Okay, and there we have it. We already did question 1 to 5, just as instructed by the lecturer. So yeah, in conclusion, we already did we already did the assignment that mainly asked us to use the relation and join features. And from this assignment, we can actually see that we already have detected payments, paychecks that may be directed to non-existent employees that needs to be taken care of and looked into further. Okay, but I think that is all for the chapter 10's assignment. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you.